With me, it's always the character that comes first, and the character steps out. And I know there's some creative process, but it happens in some part of my mind where I don't have easy access to. So it's like a spotlight on a stage, and the character steps out and starts talking. And as the character talks to me, everything else starts to fill in behind and around him. The family, the economy, the town he lives in, the kind of government he's under, the religion that affects how he thinks, and everything else. But it always, for me, it always begins with a character. In the early days of my writing, I would have a fascinating character that I wanted to write about, but I was too protective of the character. And one of the things that I eventually learned from Fritz Leiber, actually, was that you have to let bad things happen to your characters. You have to let misfortunes befall them. You can't have this magic little umbrella that follows them all through the story. Fritz Leiber had written a story about two of his most famous characters, Fafford and the Grey Mouser, in which a huge misfortune befell one of his characters, and it was life-changing and it was permanent. And I was just horrified at it, and I actually did something that I'd very seldom done in my life, which is I wrote a letter to the author saying, how could you do this? You know, this character, you've used him in so many stories, and now you've done this, and it's never going to be the same. And I actually received a handwritten letter back, because this predates computers and email, in which he explained that you have to challenge your characters, especially if it's a serious character. You have to let them change and grow, and things have to happen to them, or, as we were speaking about a few moments ago, or nothing is changed at the end of the story. And with that in mind, I went back and I reread some of the things I had written, and suddenly the magic umbrella was much more apparent to me. That I always knew that it was going to be kind of like a television show where your hero, you know, Hopalong Cassidy takes a bullet in the shoulder, but, you know, a sling on his arm, and next week he's back and everything's just fine. And that I needed to take the magic umbrella away and let things happen to the characters, let it be a situation where neither I nor the reader could be completely comfortable that the character was going to be alive at the end of the story.